Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to get right into it and tackle the big questions swirling around Elon Musk's AI moonshot, xAI. Is it really a game changer? Or is it already losing the great AI arms race?
Right. This is the question everyone seems to be asking. Is this whole thing built on borrowed time? Is the tech already old news? Critics are lining up to say xAI is just playing catch-up. So let's cut through all that noise and see what the facts actually tell us. So where did this whole idea that xAI was in deep trouble even come from? Well, it pretty much all ignited from one single kind of cryptic statement from Elon Musk himself. I mean, you can imagine, right? He posts this on X and the whole tech world just explodes. Speculation went wild. Everyone started thinking, wow, their core tech, their super expensive hardware, it must be a total bust from the very beginning.
But here's the thing. The reality? It wasn't really about the silicon and servers at all. The so-called rebuild was all about the people. Turns out most of the original co-founders were out, and Musk did what he does best. He brought in his A-team, his proven fixers from Tesla and SpaceX to completely overhaul the organization. So think less tech reboot and more total talent refresh.
Okay, so if the people problem was sorted out, what about that other big criticism, the hardware? You know, the idea that xAI is stuck using old, inefficient, and just crazy expensive tech.
And here's the core of that argument. Yeah, these chips are awesome for training AI models, but they're supposedly terrible and way too expensive for inference. And inference, when the AI is actually working and answering questions, that's where the real money is. So is their giant supercomputer basically an economic black hole?
Well, take a look at this. This timeline shows pretty much the exact opposite of a company that's stuck. Far from it. Their hardware build-out, which they call Colossus, has been one of the fastest sprints in history. They went from 0 to 100,000 top-tier GPUs in just 122 days. And they haven't slowed down since. They're constantly plugging in the newest, most cutting-edge chips. And this really gets to the heart of it all. This isn't about good hardware versus bad hardware. It's about two completely different philosophies, two different strategic bets. You've got the big hyperscalers like Google and Amazon playing the long game with their own custom chips designed for cost efficiency. But xAI, they are in an all-out sprint for pure, raw power, using the fastest off-the-shelf NVIDIA parts they can get their hands on right now. But here's the catch, right? That kind of sprint costs an insane amount of money. So even with the most powerful hardware on the planet, how do you survive when you're burning through cash faster than a rocket launch? And I mean, the numbers here are just mind-blowing. Throughout 2025, reports estimated xAI was burning through $1 billion a month. $1 billion every single month. Just think about that. It's an almost unimaginable amount of money, all driven by those colossal hardware buys and power bills. And if that wasn't bad enough, there was this mountain of debt hanging over them. A combined $17.5 billion across xAI and X. Honestly, the whole financial picture looked completely unsustainable. It really seemed like they were right on the brink. And then, just when it looked like it might be game over, the ultimate lifeline, Musk's profitable powerhouse, SpaceX, steps in and acquires xAI. This merger didn't just shuffle some numbers around on a spreadsheet. It completely rewrote the company's entire financial story. Now, this is a really crucial point. They didn't just shift the debt around. The new combined company immediately started paying back that entire $17.5 billion. And now SpaceX's massive profits, we're talking $8 to $10 billion a year, are providing a steady stream of cash to fuel xAI's growth. That bankruptcy risk that seemed so real just a few months earlier, poof, gone. So after all that, where does that leave us? What's the final verdict? Well, this whole debate isn't really about who's ahead or behind today. It's about two profoundly different bets on the future of AI. There's actually a great Danish proverb that sums this up perfectly. Fugla på taget, which literally means birds on the roof. It comes from that classic saying, you know the one, a bird in the hand is better than 10 on the roof. And that's the perfect way to look at this AI race, isn't it? The hyperscalers, they have the bird in the hand. They're building a profitable, efficient business right now on low-cost inference, a sure thing. But xAI, they're chasing all 10 birds on the roof. They're betting everything on a high-risk, high-reward gamble, that if they can achieve true model superiority first, they'll capture the entire market. And they're not just hoping to get lucky. They have a very specific plan for catching all those birds. And it's not just about another chatbot.
The big play is a deep integration with Tesla to power a real-time AI agent called Digital Optimus, designed to automate all kinds of workflows. This creates a massive, built-in customer for xAI's inference, an advantage that none of its competitors have. So it all comes down to this, doesn't it? The question isn't really, is xAI behind? A better question might be, in a race this important, do you play it safe with a bird in your hand, or do you bet the farm to try and catch all 10 on the roof? The answer is going to define the future of technology for all of us.